and welcome to Two Tired Teachers. Today I'm going to be replacing the city water connection into the RV. You know this needs to be replaced when you start seeing a lot of water on the outside. And if you're using your water pump and water's coming out, then you also know you have a problem. Now, this can happen for a couple of reasons. And let me just go on and say, ours has been dripping a little bit for a while. I've replaced the washer that's right inside of here. And if replacing the washer is going to be your first option there, because that may be all that you need. But if that doesn't do it, then odds are pretty good you may need to go on and replace this unit if it's letting water actually come back out instead of just dripping. And on our first trip of this season, you know, your first trip, you kind of find out what needs to be done. And on our first trip this season, this one was really leaking pretty badly. And so either way, it's one of those. So for those of you who are English people, there we go. Anyway, we had a good little drip going there, so decided that we would go on and stop at Camping World and pick up another part. There was one in Denton, so we picked this up in Denton. And then I noticed that this has 2 screws, and the one that I got to replace it with has 3, so I stopped at the one in Fort Worth on the way home. And he said the number of screws here doesn't really matter. What matters is if the connection is male or female. And the only way to really know that is to pull it out and see what you're dealing with. So, and that connection, he didn't tell me in Fort Worth, but the lady up at Denton said you can get those at any hardware store. So, this one looks as though it's already been replaced once. You can kind of see that it doesn't fit real, you can tell where some caulking or something was done there. So, hopefully it's going to be straightforward. Sometimes these things don't prove to be that, but we'll see. So let me see if I can just get this simple enough and simple enough. Like I said, this one doesn't fit exactly, so I was thinking there's a chance that the holes underneath here, there may be 3 from the previous one, but we'll see. And all I'm going to do is take these screws out, put some plumber's tape in there, nylon tape, whatever tape that is, and see if that will be good enough. Flip that up where I can actually see. Oh, I did go on and relieve the pressure. I opened the line so that all the water could drain out once we got home, but you can see there's a little bit draining there. Well, I haven't gotten home yet. We parked this at Marlena's Drive, so decided to do this while we got another trip coming up pretty soon, so want to have this ready, make sure it works good. Okay, well, let me tell you what I ended up doing, and that is to actually see what I needed. I couldn't get a very good angle on it, depending on where this is on your RV. Because mine has easy access, there wasn't much play here, but I will show you what I ended up doing so I could actually get to the part I needed. This is a little T that they put on here, and so I knew that this was my water supply. My water pump is down here, and this takes the water out. So I simply undid this so that now I can get this whole arm out here, and what I need to unscrew is this from this, not this line. Okay, it took a little doing, but we got it. And we can see that we do have the right part. This is the male end, we have the female end. And just as I had hoped, this did have 3 screws before, so I'm not sure you can see it. Yeah. And then one last thing I want to show you, just kind of as a curiosity. If you don't know how much insulation your RV has, you can see this has several inches there. Just kind of a side note. Okay. As you can see, this is really only about unscrewing and screwing back in a couple of things. So let me see if I can hold this piece here steady.
Can I hold it?
And twist this a little bit. Now, I think we'll hold water. I'm going to get this lined up as best I can. And okay, now I do just have 2 of these screws, but I'm going to there we go. And there we go. I'll get these 2 in and then see if I can find another one that'll work. Okay, now the test is we're going in and we're turning the water pump on. Marlena's in there doing that now. We're going to watch and make sure that nothing comes out here. And then I'm going to check and make sure that I can feel it, but there's no water spewing out here, so that's a good sign. And now I want to look on the back side. Here is the part that I had unscrewed. I put some tape on there. It's good and no water coming out there. And then this part is connected right up here, and that's all good and dry. So it looks like replacing our freshwater connection. Let me get down here where we can see. Looks like replacing our freshwater connection has been a success. Once again, something we were able to do ourselves, not have to pay somebody to do. And as a matter of fact, when I was in Camping World and asking the guy about the part, and he was telling me you had to pull it out to see if it's a male or female, he said, I just had somebody back in the shop, told them to do the exact same thing. So somebody had carried their RV in to have this part replaced, and the best I remember, I can look at the receipt, it was $11 and something for the part. And once again, anytime you carry your RV in the shop, there's going to be that service charge. So once again, maybe this can save you a few bucks, and something that RV maintenance that you can do on your own. Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.